Come watch us take this 2024 Maverick R XRS Smart Shock Edition and take it to the next level. I'm Tanner with Fueled UTV, and we're gonna walk you through this build. The Maverick R is already a beast of a machine. Jason, our customer, reached out to us wanting to take it to the next level. He lives on the west side of the Cascades on a farm, wanted to be able to use it around his farm, cruise the streets, and then enjoy the Pacific Northwest trail systems and the scenery that they have to offer. But the true focus of the build is tearing up the dunes. One of the most important things at the dunes is being able to see and be seen. For that reason, we started with LP4s mounted to this DRT bumper. We really like the LP4s. There's a lot of forward-facing light. There's also some side light there. We also really like the amber backlight. That takes us to our hood light kit, Baja Designs S2 Pros, 2 of them mounted in there. We went with the amber lens there because a lot of times you'll run into some fog at the dunes. That takes us to our A-pillar lights. We mounted these on TMW brackets. We really like the Squadron Pros. It's a lot of light in a small package. Having them mounted here also allows you to adjust the angle depending on what you're doing. This light's very versatile. There's covers, different lenses. This is just what we went with for this build. Finally, we'll talk about it a little later, there's a Baja Designs chase bar mounted in the back. Since Jason is using this on more than just sand, we knew ground clearance was going to be important. He knew he wanted to run CT Raceworks right from the start, and we love CT Raceworks. This is their Trail Series lower A-arm. It offers 3 inches of ground clearance over stock, which is very impressive. For overall ground clearance, we added the MTS spring kit and we installed their reservoir caps. We have found that to be very important and almost mandatory on all of our builds. Keeping nitrogen in those shocks is very important. Even with all that added ground clearance, protection is still priority. So we started with these CA Tech inner fender guards. That leads us to our factory UTV rocker sliders and our factory UTV 1/2 inch skid plate. And in the back, we also installed the factory UTV X-brace, which provides a little added protection for the vital components back there. As we mentioned earlier, we went with the Baja Designs chase bar. And for even more visibility, we went with these 5150 lighted whips. We used their 187 series so we could tie them into his rock lights. For safety, we went and mounted this fire extinguisher using the Wicked Fab fire extinguisher mount. We love the way this thing looks. These Maverick Rs have been known to break wheels, rocks getting in there. So we went and installed these DRT rock guards. Okay, wrapping up the suspension, we went with the CT Raceworks radius rod kit. We love this kit for a lot of reasons. 2 major reasons. The toe link goes to double shear, and you can make toe adjustments on the machine without having to remove the toe link. Makes things super convenient. That brings me to the Wicked Fab pull plate. If you use the factory pull point, you realize how horrible it is to use. This makes things way easier, strengthens this all up, and looks awesome. This CT Raceworks sway bar relocation is part of their radius rod kit. That becomes necessary because these arms would come into contact with the sway bar in the stock location. They also provide their sway bar links, which look awesome as well. That gets me to performance. We installed the twin exit exhaust. Jason didn't want to sacrifice comfort. He wanted nice, quiet exhaust, but still wanted performance. The Evo fits the bill perfectly. We also installed the Evo DCT tune and their 91 octane ECM tune. That DCT tune smooths out the shifts and it makes this machine so much more comfortable to drive. Speaking of comfort, I'll show you the creature comforts inside this machine. Jason wanted to be prepared for any circumstance. Therefore, we started out with a full communication system from Rugged with their very cool and handy Rugged rocker switch. it makes pretty much the only possible way you're going to mount a full communication system in a build this busy. We elected to use the ABF radio mount here because Jason knew he wanted aftermarket seats, and we were a little concerned about the rugged radio mount running into his knees. We also have the UTV stereo amps mounted right there, which brings me to the coolest part of this build. We've got the UTV Stage 7 audio system in this machine, 2400 watts. We've got two 10-inch subs, RGB lighting, tweeters, 6.5s in the dash, cannons mounted on the cage. This thing rocks. Speaking of seats, we've got the PRP XCR seats mounted in this thing. We finished that off with the PRP harnesses, automotive style, 2 O's. And we'll finish the interior off with the Can-Am storage bags here mounted in the doors, the Can-Am tablet mount, and increased storage there for the glove box. All right, before we get to the cage, we got to talk about these tires and wheels. Customer decided to go with the O-bore rock scrapers. It's going to work great for him. If he does go to the rocks, they're going to kill it. We found here locally, we use them on a lot of our machines, and they've killed it in the snow, believe it or not. It's a great all-around tire. We mounted those on a set of System 3 SB8s. Great looking wheel at a great price point. You can't go wrong. Now, the moment you all been waiting for, the cage. All right, Jason, when he came in, drop his machine off, we were just finishing up Kenny, our sales manager's machine. And on that machine, he had a CageWorks cage and these Chupacabra mirrors. Jason had the opportunity to sit in that machine. He liked the headroom, he liked the way it looked, and decided right then and there, I need a CageWorks cage. He optioned it out. He's got whip mounts. He went ahead and got their wing with integrated light bar pocket, their roof. They weren't quite ready with the windshield yet, so we knew we were going to be building our own windshield. With that being said, we knew we were going to have to make some modifications to the cage for a couple of reasons. One, their intrusion bar wasn't going to work with these speakers. These UTV stereo speakers stood up a little bit taller and they were going to run right into that intrusion bar. So we went ahead, removed their intrusion bar, added our own, and making this windshield quite a bit easier. When you're riding up here in the Pacific Northwest, you need a wiper. It's almost mandatory on our builds. We run into snow, we run into rain, we run into mud. Even when you're at the dunes, there can be moisture in the air and it just accumulates on your windshield. Jason knew he wanted a windshield wiper and we were glad to accommodate him. Custom windshield wiper, we even did a sprayer bottle that we mounted in the back. We'll show you that later. Turned into quite a fiasco because we had to put check valves in it because it is mounted up high and it was bleeding all the washer fluid out on the ground. But we got her figured out. Last cool feature about our windshield here, we made this lower section removable. So when it is a hot day, you can pull that off and get some airflow in the cab. I think Jason's gonna be stoked with how it came out. All right, to wrap this up, Jason's got one heck of a badass machine here. We think he's gonna be stoked. He's gonna be able to ride in all different types of terrains, all different types of conditions, and be comfortable while doing it. What more can you ask for? If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to hit us up. If you need any help with your build, any parts or accessories for your build, please check out our website, fueledutv.com. Last but not least, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you out on that trail.